Yeah, I think we got us. Yeah, I think that's recording. Oh, man.
We don't need help with. Well, I'm gonna have to get up under here. That's killing my arms.
You want me to get a chair? Here, I can reach it, maybe. Just rest me.
That kills me working that
Well, I
way. We got it about 13 high, so we got it round and round. And work down here, it don't bother.
You know, it should come off pretty easy.
Yeah, I got it.
You know, she's pretty young, ain't she?
How do you think she is?
I don't know.
I've got it pretty much, you know, down the inside and around the leg.
I knew we did a good job when we put that stand up. I just had a feeling that one might come down through there.
You're probably shaking, weren't you?
I was.
You probably
Well,
you
yeah.
probably pissed.
No, I was just telling Dwight, it come in there on me, and I said, is that a buck, or, is it a spike? I can't see no horns, I can't see. And, I was trying to make sure, and more I was talking to myself about that deer, nervous I was getting. And I thought, well, I don't see no horns. I don't see no horns. I don't believe it's got any. Wow. Sure enough, it did.
Hold it back before.
You just tell me when.
Well, I'm trying to work like this, okay? Yeah, all right. Oh, you sit out and do this pull, and everything should come off.
You cut that tail like that across there. Go right from the thumb to the tip.
But I've got cut back around on both sides. All it should have to do is just pull a little bit.
Whack out.
Whack it off.
Yeah, man. Can you get me a hole right in this? Oh. Yeah, I told you, man. Dang, ouch. Oh, I just pulled it, real hard against it. Think they can get both deer in that same cooler?
I don't know.
I
I don't know how much room there is.
Well, I didn't mean it that was small a deer. I want y'all to know it.
What you trying to say, Larry?
Yeah, I didn't mean it, they was insinuating that they were small deer. There's no way. Whose blue cooler is this? Is this Rufus? The blue one that he left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to live.
Yeah.
Come here. Well, hold this, David. It's got ends on it.
Probably enough, isn't it? Probably. Let's let meat on that one. Back shoulder up.
House.
Hot drop first.
Go in my bedroom, and over on the left-hand side is a closet, and get me a towel.
Oh,
My bedroom, left-hand side of the closet, or bottom drawer, in that closet.
Joe had trouble with it.
Not even opening the
Pull
drawer.
back. Okay. Keep going towards the chair, Joe. Keep going towards the chair. Ain't nothing holding it up. I'm gonna keep finding the spot. Just keep cutting it in towards the chair. Towards the bottom. Towards the saw where we cut these legs off for. Yeah.
Well, just find anything, any kind, well, hell, it might be my shorts.
Did Rupel take his saw home, or you got one?
No, I've got one.
All right.
I don't know what they did with it, but that's mine.
Yeah, might as well find and get it done. Be easier to do it now than it will when it's old. Stays put a little better.
All right,
I
take
get
this.
this tin going out way there over done that.
Yeah, here it is. No, this is mine.
What do you want this?
Anywhere there, big thing. Here you go. Just this one that's still on there. I already made a cut there where all you gotta do is get the bone.
Yep. This saw does a good job, but I need a new blade. I wonder what we need to measure that blade and try to find out what size blade that is.
Here you go, Larry. Here's the other one.
Do what now? Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I wonder if we had a...
Now you can tell, you can tell Daddy to shut it down. He'll be mad.
Is it clean? Is inside the cooler clean?
Yeah.
Drop that in there. And drop it on the ground. Where's you going? That got me cut. That loose.
I'm gonna wash up this big dish pan that you brought, Butch. I think this would be good to wash your deer in and stuff.
Come on. Alright, you're supposed to come out.
Is that the best part of the deal? That's fair. He was the only one.
He does.
He's gonna use it. He usually does. He can't get it in there. Still went on that deer drop.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, once that's stricken.
Yeah. I'm gonna try some.
I got some good water now.
Yeah, this part right there. Now this is a little bit tricky, but it's like this.
Good job. I say good job.
You think so?
Hey, it's better than nothing. Somebody thought that, oh no, here comes the big box.
I don't think that backstrap is big enough. I mean, that little tenderloin isn't big enough. Yeah, it is. Shit, fine.
We're saving.
Excuse me.
I already got the other one, pretty I knew that.
Good. That's big deer. Big deer. Yeah. They only move us forward.
Yeah, do you want to save any of this rib cage meat?
No.
Okay. I think
No, no,
I'm
no.
normally did. Makes pretty good jerky. That's about all it's good for. Ain't got it. There it is. Don't grind it up to chili or whatever. It ain't worth much.
You want to drop this part here first?
We can.
those will fall off. Take one of them off. Ruples is good enough. They got enough curve on it. You take one off, another will hang.
Hold it now before I hold this. Oh, you got it, man. Never mind. Crap out.
I bet you, did we bust her, pea bladder? If we hadn't, we could get her paid.
I think it's already got.
I see they got that cup. I was gonna get that cup. Man. You mix that shit and they give a hell of a dull fucking buck. I don't know what you would have.
When you have deal, steak, you have deal on you like song.
Amen.
Why does that stuff really long? You put it on your thing.
All right, y'all hang on to it. I'll let this down. It won't be hard to take off there.
I take them off at the same time.
Yeah,
You know,
that one
please.
you'll have to take off at the same time, or they'll. One will flop off on the ground.
Have both hands on it. Go ahead and take yours off. Mine fell out.
We need to get us one of them winches like they got down there.
Yeah, I wish we'd have bought that damn thing. I don't know. Hell, all the time I should have bought something. I hate.
We'd have to fasten a U-bolt around the tree or something. Both of them.
I should have bought that damn hanger. Let's wash it. Boy, Smitty, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
You have got a good one. How many points is that? 6? 7 points.
Yeah.
Where'd you kill him at?
Over in Sandy Loop Road.
Over on your big tire stand?
No, on my tripod stand, that new one I got.
Oh, did you have it hooked to your four-wheeler?
Well, I unhooked it. You know, when you get out in the woods, you can unhook it.
Oh, I say.
So,
You have a pretty good place for him, huh?
yeah, it looks like it. There's good trails going through there.
Was he on one of them trails?
He was right off the trail. He wasn't on the main trail. He was just a little bit off of it.
How far was he from you?
Oh, about as far as those here little targets over there. Yeah.
About here to the road?
Yeah.
Good shot. I got one this morning. I got a little doe.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah.
It weighed 142 pounds.
Yeah, mine weighed 92. Yeah. Yeah. That's really a nice one. Well, we're having a good time.
Yeah.
I got to go in tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got the telephone fixed now, so you
Oh, yeah.
can't use that for an alibi.
I know it.
You don't mind?
Y'all going to run up to Point?
Yeah.
Do you think we ought to just get some lunch meat for today for dinner, or what do you think we ought to do? Or you want me to cook something when you...
Suit me.
We done eat up all that lunch meat we brought?
I don't know. I bet we still got it.
I better get over there and
Let's check.
Bank stuff, Bob stuff in yet. So you,
All righty.
You want to rub it into him a little bit that you got one?
yeah.
Let me just kind of rub it on and tell you. You know what I mean? For luck. Yeah, I get him now. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a nice one. Man, that's nice.
Yeah, I rub his head
Yeah, I need to rub that into Bob a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
off. Is Bob over there? He went in?
He hadn't come in when I came over here.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Well, we got to rib him. I'll be over there at 12. We got to rib him a little bit.
Okay. This needs some ice on it.
Okay.
You got the water.
All righty.
Get another one.
Now go find the
All right. Boy, that's a pretty nice deer, ain't it, Dwight? Boy, it's dark. We ain't gonna get much pictures of it. You know what I'm saying? But boy,
He'll taste pretty good when it gets daylight.
you darn right.
You got a 4 signal.
That's all right. Here, you just come here and see him, okay? All right, you just see him, okay? See him, Dwight. And what did you do with that light? Another light. Remember what you did with it?
It's right down on the table.
Huh?
Right down on the table on the other side of the blue. You need help with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need lots of help.
Alright. I'll give Larry this camera and I'll come out there and help you.
I'm going to try to find a place to... Yeah. Yeah, we got it.
Right?
Yeah.
You want to do the winding up first?
Yeah.
My hands are all sweaty. Yes, it does. Just get through the drill in the air. I said, just get him in the air. Okay.
Okay, y'all ready?
Yeah.
David had to stick and pull it up in the tree. It's going to be real heavy. Lay him down on the ground first. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, let's go up. All right, you got it?
Let's put the head down. Let's put the head down and let's stuff up there. Can we make this right here? All right. Might go and keep on. Might I go and keep on.
I probably had shoes that take time, but I didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
But you won't lose it.
No.
But take your time. It's good. It's good. It's really good. It's good.
Just right behind the That's pretty good, ain't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Where's their dog? David, you want to get us a, little water and wash pan? And, yeah, get us a little, and that stainless steel wash pan. You know where my stainless steel wash pan is? That's a pretty nice book, and I'm not supposed to put my camera up. See there. Please don't get us water. take it up there and put it in that pan of water, wash it real good, put it in that water. Take it up there and put it in that pan of water and wash it real good, then put it in that asphalt, okay? Wash them real good.
Yeah, it's gonna get me good lined up.
You see my house, they kind of kept that old glove stuff on.
gonna go cut the skin, Dave. Here, come around and pop back. Okay. I can hold him open like this. Put it in. Both can't face. Don't get too wild, though. Hanging out. Back down, he's going that straight down the middle, so that one. Hold that blood, man. I want to take this two off at the same time. That's right. Get up. Yeah.
She came right through here, but I didn't have the camera in my hand, and she going right around. Maybe you'll get her. There's a little bitty buck. There's the baby. I'll whistle for Ralph. Maybe he'll kill it. Ralph killed a deer. I tell you what, I am so proud of you, son. I really, really am.
He's a monster deer, Ralph.
Monster deer.
I understand he grunted her in.
That one challenged.
Yeah.
He said, oh yeah, I caught
Well,
it.
That grunt call, hit it 2 or 3 times.
I forgot the grunt call.
You come down it.
That guy that Danny Werfel was telling us last night that when all the chips are
Boy, it don't get any better than this. That was a good breakfast, wasn't it?
when
I
all
love
the chips
breakfast.
were down,
I like breakfast for dinner, don't y'all?
No, he makes a pretty good looking cook. If he'd just work on his bedside manner at night,
Amen.
he'd be all right.
Whoa.
Don't know nothing about bedside manner. You, Ralph?
Camera's on, boys. You're right in front of Butch, Ralph.
Oh, yeah.
Stay right there.
You had to get in that chair.
What is Butch doing to you, Ralph?
Yeah, now I got you.
All right, you happier now?
Yes, I've got y'all.
Showed you the old galloping gobbler. That's the trophy that we
You shot it. What was that? About 15:07? 6:45?
5 minutes till
during
7.
the week.
5 minutes till 7? I know you woke me up.
1,500 yards.
Yeah.
He was 75 yards on a small run.
It was over.
Now he was what, about 25 feet? Don't you lie to me.
Let's give him about 30 yards.
30 yards here to the road out there.
You guys know I expect a
That's
healthy
all right.
Christmas bonus.
All right, but he was moving though, wasn't he? He was on the move.
We're on the move.
A lot of statues built over my body, big boy.
I don't know, Larry.
It was on the move.
And you never did a whistle and stop him?
To his stomach from Hutchinson as Galloway fell.
Always go.
Pressure on the play by
Boom.
Gardner. Second down and 10.
Because that scope on the other side of the tree that it was going, that was minute it come in view, I shot.
But Joey Galloway's ball back.
Well, you got it.
Stop him, Ralph.
You know what I'm saying?
You let that bullet stop it.
That was a bullet.
Oh my God.
Dropped her
I don't think she ever wiggled, did she? I mean, never did get out of her tracks.
She just dropped. See, like that.
Yeah.
Penalty flag.
Head flopped around a couple of times.
Yeah.
That was about it.
But she didn't run. Butch shot one,
And this is against Dallas.
Dwight shot one the other day, and they chased it for a quarter of a mile.
Slow getting back up. Jake
You know,
For about 6 hours.
he's going to have to get rid of that 270 and try to get him something that'll...
We're going to have to get him a beat. Where'd you shoot at, down here?
No, I was up at the Cattern.
Big buck.
Let's see if Bruce Coslin now.
Ever did find it?
What's going on?
Did y'all ever find any blood?
Oh, we trailed blood for about 50 yards.
Joey Galloway.
And then just quit.
Here's Bruce.
Well, evidently he didn't hit him very hard.
Shot it in the hook. I think he shot it in the brisket.
to take over for Bailey, and Bailey waited.
You're in the leg.
And before the play, penalty
not.
flags and West.
Pretty rough on them deer.
I just killed myself, Ralph.
False start. Offense.
Gotta do that,
38. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Last two
Hey, Tiffany.
Well, now wait a minute.
start on the
They
wide
actually got him for
Antonio
this
Bryant.
stuff,
Yeah, there's absolutely no excuse to be offside as a wide receiver. You don't need to listen to that.
Come here.
I don't think it's inside
Yeah.
now.
This has been one of the things that
Ain't no way there.
this Cowboys team penalties set themselves back into long down situations.
Well, that's all right. Probably have to,
What do you think about this hunting trip?
I think I'm having a lot of fun. A little chilly.
Did you get a little chilly this morning?
feet did.
Your feet.
Good job that time, I think, by Marvin Lewis. Knowing that Champ Bailey was dinged up, they went into a zone defense and basically just put it down right there. You guys are getting into it. This is getting ugly. You know, you got to take care of it. Where the girl?
You can tell he's a Blackfoot Indian.
Oh, that's really fun.
That'll be good right there on it. Ralph, you got a nice one.
A nice one. That don't go.
Yeah. Y'all probably need me to help y'all. Way down, Ralph. Go way down. Way down. Way down to the ground. Way on down. Now come back up. Come back up. There you go, son. You know you're just a pro at that, Ralph.
There. You always good to pull it up a little bit.
We will just in a minute. Yeah, Seth, you can get on there and ride it out. That Seth is a good worker. Just put it. Somebody's got to run the camera, see. Some people's got to skin deer, some people's got to wash dishes, some people's got to cook, some people's got to make memories.
We got rent.
Some people's got to bring the meat in. I mean, we'd starve to death if it wasn't for Ralph today. When y'all get ready to me to pull it, I can pull. Tiffany, we're going to need a bunch of water. Right here's a plastic deal. It's over there behind the camper, I think, Ralph. No, that ain't the one. Jack, that's a nice one, ain't it?
Sure is. Big toe. 111, huh?
Yeah.
See, all the time I've been seeing them, I've been calling them. I don't want to shoot that one. I don't want to shoot that one. I don't want to shoot that one. And then that one come out and said, I think I need to shoot that one.
Ralph's starting to talk a little smack now. He's got the right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, he can talk now. Yeah, he get them jaws a running. He better start pulling on his hide while I'm making memories. Give it to Ralph, Seth. Yeah, we got a nice camp place. We got a wheeler fort, spinning pole. We got a lawyer down here. We got cooks. We got landscape artists. We got a cashier. We got a production supervisor. Deer slayer. Which one of them fits you, Ralph? This looks like a little tent city around here. Y'all ready for me to pull on it? Tiffany, what they ask me is they don't ask me to pull on it. They say, put your weight on it, Larry. Ralph, we found your bullet. Come here.
There's the forensic evidence right there. Right there. Zoom in on it.
Zoom in? Okay, wait just a minute.
Right here on this forensic evidence right here. Watch out there, Seth. You gotta zoom in.
There's the evidence right there. See that bullet?
See it?
Yeah, we got the bullet. We're taking the bullet out.
Unextracted.
Ralph, you did good.
Send it to the crime lab for a ballistic comparison to make sure that Ralph, in fact, is the one that shot this deer. He says he's the one that shot the deer, but we don't know that until we get scientific evidence.
We'll get that forensic evidence on that. We'll run that in the lab,
Don't let Ralph have
the cook
that.
tent tonight.
Don't let him run off with that. We gotta bag it and tag it and send it to the crime lab. Bag it and tag it.
Now, we got to bag it and tag it. Are you ready? Come here and film this and let me pull on that hide, darling.
No, you're not gonna pull
Well, we
on
probably
it.
got it. We probably got it. Dang, run into that line. I done it two times. Tiffany, kind of get over and help them, darling.
You observe and learn.
I'm going to get one this afternoon, Ralph.
Sure?
Yeah. You know where I'm going? Super X stand. Chainsaw Alley. You know what I mean?
You haven't took me there.
I might name that place Chainsaw Alley.
Hey Larry, was those ones that you showed me?
No, but we need to.
Larry. Wait,
Chainsaw rig.
is
yeah.
that one you showed me? That first one?
No, but we need to go getting it too.
Can I go with you whenever we get chainsaw?
Here,
rig?
film this. Steve, you want me to do that?
Sure.
Oh, you might break it.
Oh,
Well, you might not.
when I go with you, I'll be quiet. I won't be too high.
See if you need to kind of get in there a little closer.
What?
There you go.
Reach up there like you grab it.
Yeah. Yeah. You could saw it off.
Hey, let's get Ralph with hams on either side of it.
Do what, Jack?
Oh, over there.
Cheers. Well, drag route. Can't miss
From
tackle.
the-
So humble. You're such a humble killer, Ralph.
Dusty Bangle, perfect on the year, with 44 for 44 PAT.
Yeah.
Make it 45.
Says from the shores of Montezuma to the hills of Tripoli, or got it backwards. There's never been a friend that's meant so much to me.
Shadows to the play in the half.
Take a drink. Take a drink.
Texas.
Ah. Yeah, Ralph, you got a big one. That thing weighed 112 pounds. I'm gonna go up 2 more pounds on that.
It kind of reminds me of that one I took that one Thanksgiving that was cold and windy.
Yeah, that wind is.
That I shot at the thing for the shoulder and I hit him in the neck.
Until the very end. We'll be there.
I do that quite a bit, Ralph.
I know it.
Oh, so we're down pretty good. Where's the cut?
Go out there and punch a hole in that target while ago.
In the LSU Arkansas game, the day after Thanksgiving. Go ahead and tell me.
They're stinking right now.
Stinking right now. That's good. That's a good analysis.
Until they can find out what's wrong with their plan, I'm gonna go whack
All right.
Making memory.
Get him.
Tackle him!
Yeah.
Whoa, that's another Razorback.
That was a nice tackle.
But that's
Unfortunately, he made 9 yards. Well, we're down here.
Didn't make enough.
they're punting. Block the punt. Grab the ball.
Day after
Take off to the
Thanksgiving,
20. Okay?
at deer camp, watching the Razorbacks. Ralph got a big deer today. None of us got one, but Ralph. Ralph got a nice one.
My scope's broken.
Yeah, and you ought to see Jack's scope. It looks like a seesaw.
I tried to
Horseshoe.
went out and I didn't even hit the board.
No. $49.95 at Walmart will fix that scope.
Collection of famous labels, menswear.
I'm going to use the Magic 308 to see.
Sorry, Billy.
Only.
It was the only way we
And
could
I'm gonna kill a deer if it takes me all night.
It's more than great coats.
There you go. Might start a little better luck.
Somebody's staying up with me. I need to kill a little hog and a big hog.
Tiff wants a hog.
Yeah, go kill a hog and let the mob chase you.
Granny would say that's a small hog.
So does LSU. They want a hog. LSU wants a hog and Tiff wants a hog.
LSU's a beating us right now.
LSU don't have LSU. How close?
Flaming lip.
Get out of there.
boys, I've got y'all on film doing dishes. So don't let nobody down here say that y'all don't do dishes, okay? I've got you on TV. What are y'all riding horses?
No. Horsey, come on, Horsey.
Filming this, you know that we're done it right, or?
In case it falls off.
Yes, I am filming it. See if you're doing it right.
Big part break on?
Yeah. You want that generator next to the three-wheeler now?
No, three, yeah, four-wheeler. You're trying to put it in reverse?
I'm trying to.
Why don't you put it in neutral and your green light will come on?
It's in neutral.
All right, now pull it back in reverse. No? Now listen to me. Put it in neutral and you got a green light? All right, reach down there with your hand and put it back in reverse. Now put it in first gear. You have to turn that wheel, I think, towards me, Tony, like that. There you go. Y'all getting on the...
Pull the side over a little bit too.
Kristin, come here, darling. Pick this up for me.
It'd be cheaper to just even buy that than it would paint it. You know what?
Do what?
I bet you can order that stuff right there. It's
Oh,
cheaper
wow.
than new. About like you where you put the paint for it.
You might.
Ready, I'll put the paint down there.
Y'all do good work.
We'll get it now.
You want to leave that generator running a while? You want...
Wait just a minute.
space. And Minnesota will take over on down. Well, Jones, when given time to make a play, almost comes up with him right there.
Minnesota, Mark, decided to play maximum coverage right there. Matt Jones had a chance to scramble around a little bit, but unfortunately, number 8, Richard Smith, was out of bounds when he caught the football.
So that play, the 11th play of the Arkansas drive, no points to show for. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's Terry Jackson out to the 35-yard line. Folks, more great college football action as Capital One Bowl Week continues tomorrow on ESPN2. It's the Silicon Valley Football Classic. Fresno State taking on Georgia Tech, followed by the Diamond Walnut San Francisco Bowl. Air Force taking on Virginia Tech at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. That's tomorrow on ESPN2. Boy, Jan Gilly getting Georgia Tech into a bowl game in his first year. Second down and 6. Jackson brought down immediately at the 30 by Brandon Holmes, and it's third down. 11 to go.
Mark, I'm a little surprised that Arkansas doesn't call timeout here.
Well, as you say that, Bob, Houston Nutt imploring his defense to remain stout, and they call a timeout. They have 1 remaining. We'll be right back.
There is a start. There is a finish. And in the journey between, there are dreams. The NCAA Hall of Champions keeps these dreams alive for you. More than a museum, the NCAA Hall of Champions takes you on an interactive journey. Relive some of the most inspirational moments in collegiate sports history and walk in the steps of a student athlete. At the NCAA Hall of Champions, you'll find something for every fan. Discover what it means to be a champion. The journey begins inside.
Last year, only one university in America had students winning this unique combination of the nation's most competitive academic awards: a Rhodes Scholarship, a British Marshall Scholarship, 2 National Science Foundation Fellowships, 3 Barry Goldwater Scholarships, a Morris Udall Scholarship, and a James Madison Fellowship. The University of Arkansas, a nationally competitive, student-centered research university serving Arkansas and the world.
Matt Jones, quarterback for Arkansas, on the bench as he watches the Minnesota offense operate under Assad Abdul-Khalik with the ball on the 30-yard line with 1:09 to play here in the first half. Third down and 11. A 3-receiver formation for Minnesota. They're 4 of 9 on third downs today. Jackson on the little screen. And it's blown up immediately at the 28-yard line by Ahmad Carroll. Way short of the first down. And Arkansas uses its final timeout. Minnesota going 3 and out on that series. Capital One Bowl Week double dipping continuing on ESPN at 5:30 Eastern. Wake Forest looks to stop Oregon, and don't miss the 2nd annual Seattle Bowl. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Well, here's a look at the history of the Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl. The SEC, Bob, taking it on the chin. Georgia, Ole Miss, Kentucky, and Alabama, all losers against various competition. All coming from the, 2 from the Big East and 2 from the, actually all from the Big East.
Well, like any stat, I think that's a little bit deceiving, though, because the SEC always takes their 5th or 6th ranked team, I believe, to the Music City, and the Big East took their 2nd, 3rd, or their 3rd or 4th team. So they normally play a higher ranked team, but you're right, the SEC has not had much success. And I think, Mark, Minnesota, a good decision to play conservative on that last series because Arkansas is a takeaway defense. 19 interceptions and 17 fumble recoveries on the season, so they cause turnovers. So Glenn Mason playing it pretty safe.
Yeah, they're number 4 in the nation in turnover margin. First time Arkansas stopped Minnesota today. Weston Bruning with the punt. And Birmingham stopped up at the 38-yard line after that 36-yard punt. One of the stories of the game, the run defense for the Gophers, Bob.
No question about it. I mean, that was the storyline coming into the game, Mark. Could Minnesota hold up against the #1 ranked rush offense in the SEC? Other than the first series, no question that they have done that.
You have to salute defensive coordinator Greg Hudson.
Arkansas averaging 230 yards a game rushing coming in, only 56 yards rushing so far today in this football game.
First down and 10 for Arkansas. They haven't scored since their opening drive of the ball game. Jones throws it away short of his receiver. It was intended for Wilson, who upended Mike Lehan. It'll be second down and 10 for Arkansas.
You see what a difficult situation it is for Arkansas and Matt Jones. They are not, Mark, a drop-back passing team. They are a team that must run the football to be able to throw the football because their passes come off run play action and run protections, turn back protections.
Houston Nutt says of Jones, he has to strengthen his arm, work on his arm strength and accuracy in the offseason, but that could be a problem if he's busy playing basketball, which he might do, he'll decide after this bowl game. The pass complete in the flat at the 42-yard line to Poole, who's brought down right on the spot. Nice tackle on the play by Terrence Campbell.
And now the timeout battle continues as Minnesota, Mark, calls one of their 2 remaining timeouts.
Minnesota coming into this game with a record of 7-5, started the year very quickly, winning 7 out of their first 8 games, but then struggling down the stretch, Bob, losing their last 4. Arkansas, meanwhile, started off, they were 3-3, then catapulted out to 6 consecutive wins before losing. I would have to say so far it seems like both teams came ready to play today.
I think so, and I think the emotional part of it probably favors Minnesota because they did lose their last 4 games and totally have something to prove they deserve to be in a bowl game. Arkansas, on the other hand, 9 wins in the SEC, play in the SEC championship, maybe thinks they deserve a better bowl game. So I think the intangibles probably fall on the side of Minnesota in this football game.
When you talk about the turning point, especially for Arkansas, it was pretty dramatic. They lost one of their defensive leaders and then came back the following week, had themselves a team meeting. Certain members of that defense stood up and said, basically, let's be accountable for ourselves. Let's not have any more lies and deception amongst ourselves. And they went out the following game and really put the hurt on Mississippi, subsequently turning their season around. Third down and 7. The pass complete that time to Wilson. First down at the Minnesota 38-yard line with 21 seconds to go in the half.
First down, Arkansas.
And hurry things up after that 20-yard gain. And Jones spikes it to stop the clock. Arkansas with no timeouts remaining. 19 seconds to go in the half.
To give you an idea, Mark, Arkansas comes into this football game averaging just 19 passes a game. They're first in the SEC in rushing, 11th in the nation in rushing. Compare that to 12th in the SEC in passing and 80th in the NCAA in passing. So obviously they're trying to beat Minnesota left-handed right now.
On second down and 10, Jones. And picked off Mike Lehan. Lehan brought down finally at the 38-yard line, Minnesota's 5th interception of the season. And Mike Lehan wanted to go a little bit more. The senior playing in his last game in a Minnesota uniform.
What a great way, if you're Minnesota, to end this first half. It gives them so much momentum going in at halftime. You see right here, Minnesota in 2 deep zone coverage. Lehan, the corner, the ball is really thrown right to him right here by Matt Jones. Juggles it a little bit, stays alive, and then turns into sudden change. So, Mark, great emotional lift and high right now for Minnesota going into the locker room.
There's Jackson on the carry, brought down immediately. And Minnesota on 4 field goals by Dan Nystrom lead 12-7 going into the locker room. And right now, let's go downstairs to Holly Rowe.
Coach Nutt, you call the plays for Arkansas. What did you learn about the Minnesota defense in the first half you can use in the second?
Well, right now, they're playing awfully hard, and we got to do a better job of executing. We got to make some plays and stay on our blocks.
Tell us about the decision to go for it on 4th down.
Well, the wind's swirling every which way, you know, and just didn't have that much confidence, just trying to get us back in the game.
All right, thanks very much, Coach. Reese, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. First half from Nashville. Arkansas jumped on top. They've fallen behind thanks to Dan Nystrom and those 4 field goals, 12-7. Glad to have you with us. Trev Alberts, Mark May here. And Gophers didn't get it in the end zone, Trev, but really the offense was pretty effective, mounting several drives.
The Big Ten's great. Okay, they're playing very well. I mean, Arkansas not playing very well. I just didn't think the Big Ten was going to play very well. Minnesota's playing well. What I've been impressed with is Glenn Mason, his offensive game plan for this. If Arkansas did have a weakness, their pass defense this year, they last in the SEC. Using Abdul Khalik, moving him, throwing to the tight end, the screens, then mixing in the running plays, I think Minnesota clearly has the better game plan, Mark, going in this first half.
Not only offensively, defensively, if you look at Arkansas, their #1 rush offense in the SEC going against the Big Ten's probably worst rush defense the way that they played this season. Particularly, Trev mentioned it earlier today that their last 4 or 5 games, they were absolutely atrocious trying to stop the opponent from running the football. But Dan Nystrom, the kicker for Minnesota, I've got to give him his props. 4 for 4 field goals, 70 career field goals. Big Ten's best field goal kicker through their history, the most field goals made. This year, Nate Keeney won the Lou Gross Award, but this is a kicker that's right up there with the best of them.
And Mike Nugent, too, some great place kicking in the Big Ten this season. So as we spin this forward to the second half now, Trev, what needs to change? What does Minnesota need to do?
First of all, Minnesota just keep doing what they're doing, but I think it's Arkansas who needs to change. I think if you're the right reverend, you get there and at halftime and start throwing some stuff, start throwing some chairs. I mean, this is a team that played for the SEC championship. I think also you need to challenge your offensive line. Sure, Minnesota's going to put 8 and 9 guys in the box. You got to challenge your offensive line and tell Fred Talley, listen, this is what we do. We run the football. We will run right at this defense. You have to remember, Minnesota in their last game against Wisconsin gave up about 5 million yards on the ground. Run the football. Don't change what you do. If all of a sudden they go back and become a passing team, then you're going to throw interceptions. That's not what they are. Stick to your game plan. It's not out of hand yet.
Well, the only correction for Glenn Mason in Minnesota, this is exactly what they have to do. Continue to do what they're doing offensively. But here's the key, what they have to do. They're running the ball effectively between the 20s, but they've got to start doing better in the red areas. Instead of field goals, they have to start putting touchdowns on the board. They have to execute better in the red area. That's the only thing you should tell this team at halftime.
Sometimes it comes back to bite you in these postseason games when you start kicking field goals instead of scoring touchdowns. Arkansas, I think your point's well taken. They ran it 20 times and maybe got away from their personality a little bit. We'll look ahead to the rest of the day, Capital One Bowl Week, after this.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl. Brought to you by Bridgestone Firestone. Proud to be a part of the Music City Bowl.
Presented by Bud Light, returns January 6th on ESPN.
For families that talk a lot, Singular's got a deal for you. When you sign up for Family Talk on plans starting at just $29.99, you can add up to 3 lines for just $19.99 each and share your minutes. Plus, we'll give you up to 4 free phones. If your family really talks a lot, get more Family Talk on plans starting at just $39.99. You still get the extra lines and free phones. Plus, you can share 1,000 anytime minutes that can roll over. Family Talk from Singular Wireless.
You have the ultimate power to look better, to be stronger, to redefine your body and yourself. Introducing the Bowflex Ultimate. Quite possibly the best home fitness machine ever made. In as little as 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, you can get real results that can change your entire body. With over 90 health club quality exercises and up to 410 pounds of resistance, it's like having an entire gym in your home. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. Own the new Bowflex Ultimate with no money down and monthly payments lower than many health club dues. Call and ask for a free video and brochure, and check out the entire Bowflex lineup or visit us on the web at bowflexultimate.com today. The new Bowflex for ultimate results.
Good first half in Nashville in the Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl. Big Ten against the SEC. The Big Ten with a 5-point edge at the break. Minnesota on top of Arkansas. by a count of 12-7. Glad to have you with us. Capital One Bowl week rolling on, and it rolls on this afternoon to Seattle. Oregon taking on Wake Forest, a reunion of sorts from the 1992 Independence Bowl, but Oregon much more concerned about recent history. Ducks got off to a 6-0 start this season, careened to the finish. An abysmal failure by their defense kept them out of the Pac-10 race. They'll try to get things rectified against Wake Forest this afternoon. Steve Levy and Rod Gilmore in Seattle for the call.
Thanks very much. As always here in Seattle, there's plenty of coffee and there's plenty of excitement as Wake Forest out of the ACC gets set to take on Oregon out of the Pac-10 in the second annual Seattle Bowl, the first at Seahawks Stadium. Oregon's the home team. Ontario Smith always at home when he has the football. He reached 1,000 yards this season in fewer than 8 games. But a couple of questions about him. Is he coming back? And how's that knee?
I'd say he's probably 95% healthy. His knee is totally sound, totally healthy. I don't think he's in great game shape because he really hasn't played in about 5 or 6, maybe 7 weeks now. But he is healthy. He's taken every rep in practice, had no setbacks. I think he'll be ready to go.
Rod, Wake Forest comes in 8th in the country in rushing offense. They do it by committee. The Ducks, they do it with Ontario Smith.
Yeah, well, if Wake Forest had Ontario Smith, they wouldn't do it by committee. This guy is great. The problem for Oregon is that he wasn't available for most of the second half of the season. With him, 38 points a game. Without him, only 25 points a game. He's a start and stop runner, burst. He thinks he's ready for the NFL. 50-50 chance this could be his last game.
We'll see how the Wake defense will try to handle him. It is Seattle tradition, the fish toss at Pike Place Market. We'll be tossing footballs from Seattle in just a bit. For now, we toss it back to you.
Keenan, Howard, Reister, and those guys, they could catch those fish. You throw them their way for sure. I don't know if Levy and Gilmore were in the company-issued ties. They look very similar there. Two teams that really don't look similar, though, Oregon and Wake Forest. Oregon's really had trouble after the defensive failures late in the season. The offense has struggled in the passing game the last couple of games. Just 27 out of 66. They've thrown 5 picks in these games.
They might get better in this bowl game. I mean, you're playing against a Wake Forest team that kind of limped. I'd have to say 6-6 and 7th in the ACC. Probably not exactly what Jim Grubb wanted as the head coach there at Wake Forest. But I think one of the real problems they've had defensively is pass defense. 91st in the nation in pass defense. And the main problem is only 17 sacks. They haven't gotten consistent pressure. I think that's a real key in this game. We've talked about Ontario Smith being back. Obviously, the balance that provides Oregon's offense. But Jason Fife is a very capable quarterback if he's given time. If he has a run game, play action pass, and given time, he will be able to throw the football. So I think if you're Wake Forest, you got to find a way. If it's blitzing, get pressure on Jason Fife. Do not let him sit back there all day.
Well, it helps a questionable Wake Forest defense is their offense by running the football. And they run the football the majority of the time with the option. And it's James McPherson, the quarterback, excellent ball handler. And he's got to execute well today to keep their offense on the field. Scoring points is very important, but you have to play keep away against the Oregon potent offense. Keep them off the field. Run that option up and down the line of scrimmage. Eat up the clock.
They're 8th in the nation in rushing. We'll see if they can play a little keep away against the Ducks. You know, it's a Pac-10 ACC matchup, and of course, bragging rights always on the line for the conferences. In our Bowl Challenge Cup, ESPN presenting a trophy to the conference which does the best by winning percentage if you have at least 3 representatives in bowl games. And so far, the SEC and Big Ten off to a 1-0 start, and we're at halftime of an SEC Big Ten matchup right now. The ACC 1-1. Pac-10 struggling a little bit. The Pac-10 needing a win out of Oregon if they want to bounce back in this thing, and some of the other conferences you see struggling just a little bit. Any conference so far that has surprised you with its performance? I'm assuming the Big Ten might have surprised you thus far.
How did you guess?
That was just a little guess.
Well, it is the Big Ten, and frankly, it's always that perception versus reality. And let's face it. I mean, I've been one who's thought that maybe the Big Ten really wasn't that strong this season, top to bottom. I know they have 2 teams in BCS games. We'll see how those 2 teams play later on in the season. But I think, you know, obviously Wisconsin playing very well against Colorado. That meant a lot to me, watching Wisconsin be able to stop the vaunted run game of Colorado. And then in this game, Minnesota, who I thought was very average and not a very good football team going into this game, playing very well. I think the Big Ten has impressed me a lot.
I was surprised by the Big East and West Virginia's loss in that game to Virginia and the way that Virginia really manhandled them coming from the ACC. playing against a Big East team. But here's the key for the Big East. They have 2 games left, Virginia Tech, Air Force, and, of course, Miami in the national championship game. And I think the Big East will still end up 4-1, but I like the way that they played in the bowl season thus far.
Isn't the good thing about you get to see them on the field playing each other? Forget about that perception, reality. Let them play, figure out who's the best.
You know, we talk all year long about which conference is the best, and this is a way to measure it. One way is the non-conference games before the bulk of the conference schedule starts during the regular season. The other way, bowl season. But, you know, you approach bowl games differently for different schools. Sometimes it can be a false measure, but still get the bragging rights no matter what. Are you ready after liking the Big Ten so much? Are you going to pick Ohio State to win the national championship now?
No.
Not even after that first half by Minnesota?
No.
Smart man.
Advanced technology. It's all around you. Cell phones, laptops, and of course, the road-gripping, rain-loving Bridgestone Turanza. Stops on command, corners like a dream. Today and thousands of miles from now. The new Bridgestone Turanza LST. If only your browser navigated this well.
Vote now on the Pontiac High Performance Play of the Year.
This for the win for Florida State to upset Miami from 43 yards away. He missed it! Wide left!
Here's Wallace pumping, looking, running to his right, looking, and he's going to be almost caught. Now he's running at the 25 and runs down the sideline, back to the 10. Now he's giving ground, goes around to the 10, to the left side, to the 5. Touchdown!
Prince's going to throw for it. Got to get it off. They go for the ball game. Touchdown! Touchdown! Michael Jenkins on 4th and 1.
Final play of the game. Randall stops, throws it as far as he can. Count! Count! Touchdown! Last play of the game, and I'll believe it.
Oh, my goodness. Larry Johnson closing in on the magical number. Gets the toss. Johnson, here he goes! This is 2,000 plus for Larry Johnson! Touchdown, Penn State! And he does it with style!
To vote, log on to ESPN.com. Keyword Pontiac.
There's no I in team. There's no I in Nystrom, but Nystrom's still been a one-man team. Dan Nystrom has Minnesota on top of Arkansas 12-7 with 4 field goals. Not likely to see quite as many field goals tomorrow when we kick off 5 bowl games here on the ESPN family of networks with the Crucial.com Humanitarian Bowl. High-flying Boise State on its home turf against Iowa State. Iowa State, a team that started 6-1, but finished the season 1-5 down the stretch. They are 1-5 all-time in bowl games, and they are 1-5 on the road this season. Detect a trend coming here?
The trend is 1-5, and I think the reason why that 1-5 happened is a very simple reason. I think it's the reason why everything happened to this football team is that they all of a sudden couldn't run the ball, only about 90 yards on the ground. And here's a quarterback, Seneca Wallace. Obviously, we know about him. You're going to see him do great things here. Has a nice arm, but the last 3 games, he's had 8 interceptions and 5 fumbles. The reason why Iowa State has struggled down the stretch is because they haven't been able to run the football, which leads to turnovers. Then defensively, all of a sudden you find your defense being on the field because of those interceptions and fumbles, and all of a sudden down the stretch they couldn't stop the run. 180 yards a game. I think that's the bottom line in this game, Mark. Can that defense stop that vaunted running game of Boise State?
I don't think they can, and there's a lot of reasons why, and I'm going to explain some of those, but I think what's key here is you're talking about the #1 total offense in the nation, the #1 scoring offense in the nation. That's Boise State, 47 points a game. And they do it with their quarterback, Ryan Didwitty. Very smart with the football, protects it very well, goes over the middle to Billy Wingfield, and you got to love the blue turf. Here's another long pass down the field of play. I love the blue turf. Ryan Didwitty again in the end zone. My little buddy, Tim Gilligan, yes! Ryan did it again to Lou Fanucci for the touchdown pass. The way that he spreads the ball around, 19 touchdown passes, only 3 interceptions. And we still haven't even talked about Brock Forsey. He led the nations in total touchdowns with 29. So this is a very, very potent offense we're going to see from Boise State.
There is a group that doesn't like the blue turf. Apparently some of nature's foul having some problems with the
Apparently
blue
they
turf.
think it's a lake, and these ducks are expiring on the field.
They're burning in.
It's not a positive thing, but it does happen.
We're going to move across the state of Tennessee also tomorrow from Nashville, the game we're enjoying right now, out to Memphis for the AXA Liberty Bowl. And this game promises to be a smash-mouth, hard-hitting affair between Colorado State and TCU. And the Rams, well, they play a tough schedule every year. They play the non-conference foes. They jump up and beat the big boys, and they do it by matching them on their own terms from physical football.
And they do it by running the ball with Cecil Sapp. Very big and physical, 6'2", 225 pounds, 1,495 yards rushing. But I like the way he pounds the ball in between the tackles. You will not arm tackle Cecil Sapp. Look at the legs. Chuckle up, chuckle up, chuckle up. Keep him moving, keep him moving. Goes in for the score, carries 3, 4, 5 defenders in there, and the quarterback, Bradley Van Pelt. Linebacker mentality here on the option. You're not going to bring him down. Very good throwing the football, but I like it even better when he runs the football. They're just throwing it in the defender's face, sticking it to him.
Should have gotten 15.
Oh, no. Here he is in the pocket, throwing the ball into the score to his tight end. I love the way he operates this offense. A very physical quarterback. He's got that mentality of an offensive lineman. He's going to take it to the defenders.
Good offense. Defensively, though, the last game against UNLV just melted down. UNLV had like 390 yards rushing against that defense. Now you talk about defense, TCU. You talked about a snot knocker game, and this is what I love about
snot bubble,
knocker. Look at that Dargus McDonald, number 44 linebacker. He's a stud. And then old Jeff Smitherman, Jared Smitherman. Smitherman, come on, whatever. I got snot all over me from that snot knocker comment.
Yeah,
the point is, this is a great defense. 62 yards a game in terms of stopping the run. Can Cecil Sapp run the football? That's the whole question. I don't think he can. That's why TCU wins the game.
All right, we will see tomorrow 5 games on New Year's Eve. You can ring in the new year with us. You don't even need those people dropping the ball at Times Square. Trev might kiss Mark. No.
Yes, I am.
Matt
Somebody.
Jones has the Hogs in it. They're down 5-3.
Tell your own fortune. Post your resume and see what tomorrow holds. Even if you already have a job, it's free, easy, and confidential. So log on and leave nothing to chance. Hotjobs.com.
The holidays are here, and in the spirit of the season, Verizon Wireless lets you share time with your whole family with the America's Choice National Family Share Plan. Now get unlimited night and weekend minutes to share on up to 4 separate lines. And now you can enter our Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers sweepstakes to win an exciting trip for the whole family to New Zealand to visit where the movie was filmed. Because there should never be limits when it comes to sharing. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, now in theaters. Log on for sweepstakes details.
Destiny won't find you. Send out a search party for your next job. Tell us what you're looking for, like a specific city or industry, and we'll email you every day with personalized updates. Hotjobs.com.
That was the University of Minnesota.
It was.
Well, it doesn't look like the school I went to.
A lot's new. New classrooms, laboratories, residence halls.
Residence halls?
Yeah. Most freshmen live on campus now, and most of them come from the top of their graduating class, and they love the U more than ever.
Yeah, but what about...
Research? We're among the top universities in the nation. And just as important, people are investing more.
The U is really on the move.
We call it momentum.
The burn can stop you in your tracks. You never know when to expect it.
Do you have persistent heartburn that keeps coming back 2 or more days a week? Even though you've treated it and changed your diet, you may have acid reflux disease.
You worry about the risk of long-term problems.
You worry about the chance of serious damage.
Ask your doctor how prescription Prevacid can help. One Prevacid relieves heartburn for up to 24 hours. Prevacid heals the damage. And to keep the damage from coming back, your doctor may ask you to stay on Prevacid. Call for your free Prevacid information kit and learn more about the long-term risks of acid reflux disease. Prevacid has a low occurrence of side effects, such as diarrhea, abdominal pain, and nausea. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist.
I got help. Learned how to handle the disease and the risks
in ways that make sense for me.
Call today and get the help you need. From your doctor and Prevacid.
Back on the halftime report, Notre Dame linebacker Chad DeBolt was arrested for allegedly causing a disturbance at a Jacksonville nightclub late Friday night. Now, at issue, not so much the arrest itself, but what happened to DeBolt after the arrest. His booking photo showed him bruised, battered, and bloody, and at least one witness says he was not in that condition when the arrest took place. Ty Willingham has refused comment on the situation. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Department says it is investigating internally. Some NFL coaching changes. 3 guys are out. As expected, Dave Campo, he's probably the last guy to find out officially, but he wasn't living under a rock. He knew he was out of there soon. Tom Coughlin out in Jacksonville as well, along with Dick LeBeau. Much more on that coming up at SportsCenter. 6 o'clock Eastern Time over on ESPN2. Rich Brooks has the job at Kentucky. There are no more 1A vacancies available, guys. Who did the best job? Mark, we'll start with you. Who did the best job in filling the open coaching position?
You don't know?
None of these guys, none of these names really excite me. None of them are going to make me run out and sign a national letter of intent if I was a high school senior at this point. But Texas A&M probably did the best job with Dennis Franchione, stealing him from Alabama. He brought most of his staff with him to Texas A&M. He'll do a great job there.
If it's the only scholarship offer I get, I'll sign it. I'll go ahead and sign that. I like Washington State. I like the continuity that was established with Bill Doba, the former defensive coordinator. That's right, Bill Doba,
yes,
now the head coach. You got to remember, Washington State had a nice offense this year, but defensively they made a lot of strides. Guys like Marcus Trufant at corner, 52 sacks, very good defense. I think Washington State's going to be a good football team.
Ryan Long played pretty well for Bill Doba.
Unbelievable player.
Won the Outland Trophy.
Yes, he did.
But here's the key. Next year,
trophy.
that's right, the trophy. But here's the key. Next year, Washington State will have a bye. He'll still mention Bill Doba's name.
Well, of
he
course,
just likes to say
like
it's 2 syllables. Doba. You got to punch the
Easy
butt.
to say.
Doba.
Franchione.
We've got a second half of football coming from the Music City Bowl. Gaylord Hotel is your sponsor.
All right, nothing but girl. Sorry. Well, I guess I'm not going to the NBA All-Star Shootout anytime soon, but you could. That's because the more collect calls you make with 1-800-CALLATT, the more chances you have to enter or win a trip for 2 to NBA All-Star 2003 in Atlanta. 6 winners will be paired with 6 NBA players in the 1-800-CALL-ATT Shootout. If your NBA player wins the shootout, you win $50,000. So just keep using 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls, and you might just have a shot. You are so beautiful. I think I just double-dribbled.
This thing you carry with you everywhere. This thing you obsess about and face ridicule for. This thing you're not sure that you'll ever be able to quit may have just met its match. Introducing the new Commit Lozenge, an FDA-approved medicine that has the power to help fight your addiction. Its medicine keeps working even after the lozenge is gone. You use less and less until you use none. Imagine if this thing were just a thing. The new Commit Lozenge. Real power, real help.
Ever try to use a bank or broker to refinance your home? That's why we started eLoan. It's a better way to refinance. Needless paperwork? Gone. Lender fees? Gone. Waiting for a decision? Ours takes minutes. At eLoan, we believe everyone is entitled to the right loan at the lowest possible rate, based on your credit, not your negotiating skills. You get your cash fast, at a great rate. A bank shouldn't come between you and your money. That's why there's eLoan. Apply now at eLoan.com or call 1-800-ELOAN22.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl. Brought to you by 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. It's free for you and cheap for them. Welcome back to ESPN's presentation of Capital One Bowl Week.
Back here in Nashville, Tennessee at the Coliseum on the banks of the Cumberland River, Minnesota leading Arkansas in the Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl. The score at halftime, 12-7. Mark Jones along with Bob Davey, Holly Rowe down in the field. Season's greetings, folks, from all of us here, which includes a very talented crew behind the scenes that you rarely get a chance to see, to all of you at home. Bob, we saw Minnesota play back on November the 23rd, the last time they played at Wisconsin, a loss. You look at the difference between then them and now, it's a world of difference. Glenn Mason has to be thinking, boy, if I had had this kind of healthy quarterback then, what would have been?
I think that's right, Mark, and a great job coaching by Glenn Mason. The diversity in their offense. You look right there, pass distribution, taking advantage of the wide receiver, the running back, and the tight end. Minnesota with 215 yards offense in the first half, only punted the ball one time. Unfortunately for Minnesota, 4 field goals and no touchdowns.
Bob, that's only half the story. So much criticism thrown the way of the defensive troops for Minnesota. It's been a different group today.
Well, Minnesota's played good, solid defense under the new coordinator, Greg Hudson, but Arkansas has to get back to what they do best, and that's line up, run the football to the right side of the field behind the big offensive tackle. They're throwing the football, and to me, Matt Jones looks uncomfortable in the pocket, particularly on drop back passing. So 1 half of football to go in this season. If you're Arkansas, get back and run that football and test the rush defense of Minnesota.
And there's a look at the new defensive coordinator taking over from Mo Ankney. That's Greg Hudson, who, as Holly Rowe reported earlier, the minute he was told he was the new defensive coordinator, summoned his troops and had meetings for 3 consecutive days, picking the minds of the various players on defense.
Mark, and we mentioned Mo Ankney. Glenn Mason made the decision to make this switch before the season even started.
In fairness to him,
In fairness to Mo, and Mo is now assistant head coach, will do a lot more of the administrative duties when Glenn Mason's away from campus. So it's a win-win situation for both coaches.
Arkansas to kick off here to begin the 3rd period of play in the Gaylord Hotel's Music City Bowl. Jermaine Mays got an alley. Mays, the special teams demon, down at midfield at the 50-yard line, and a great way to start the second half for Minnesota.
Jermaine Mays, we know him more for punt block. They fake the reverse right here. It freezes Arkansas just a little bit. Not a great effort right there by number 42 from Arkansas. But you see Jermaine Mays almost break that one right there to the house. And Minnesota ends the first half on a positive with the interception, comes out of the locker room, and now has the big play on special teams, Mark.
First down and 10 from their own 49-yard line. 2 tights, 2 wides, and a single back. Assad Abdul-Khalik gonna throw it here on first down. Looking for Burns, and it's incomplete at the goal line. He was working on Eddie Jackson. Let's go downstairs to Holly.
With Glenn Mason at halftime, he said he's thrilled with the changes on his defense. He said they're just playing harder like they thought he could. But he says he needs to get them back on track as far as forcing Arkansas into the passing game. He says they look uncomfortable doing it, and he wants them to really pressure them to go to that. He also says, as good as his kicker is, they have to do a better job and get in the end zone.
Yeah, good point. Despite the fact that they've moved the ball well, 216 total yards of offense, only 12 points to show for it. Stalling in the red zone. Here's Jackson. Jackson running hard over the right side. Brought down to the 46-yard line by Ken Hamlin, the strong safety once again.
You see why Ken Hamlin leads this football team on tackles. Good play call. Terry Jackson on the toss sweep, and right here you're going to see Ken Hamlin. Mark, that is a great tackle. Lifted Terry Jackson up off the ground right there. You see the strength of that free safety.
3rd down and 5. Jackson still the lone back. Minnesota had success on 3rd down in the first half. Let's see what they do here. Abdul-Khalik still alive and finds Jackson. Jackson brought down short of the first down at about the 44-yard line. They had to get to the 41. But Assad Abdul-Khalik made something out of nothing.
Great effort by a healthy Assad Abdul-Khalik. They wanted to go back to the slant against bump and run. Tony Bua almost has the sack. Assad, good awareness, good presence, gets the ball to Terry Jackson. Second punt of the afternoon right here for Minnesota, Mark.
Yeah, Preston Greening with just his second attempt, and on 4th and 3, back deep, it's the Corey Birmingham with his heels firmly planted on his own 10-yard line. They catch it on the fly at the 15. Birmingham out to the 25-yard line. A 10-yard return after that 29-yard punt. The story of the first half for Minnesota. Nystrom's scoring on field goals, 4 of them, which breaks a Big Ten record in points and field goals. And the rush defense for the Gophers has been simply golden. Jones being stopped up, along with Brett Talley, Darius Howard, and Cedric Cobbs. And You heard the comments from Holly Rowe on the sideline saying that Glen Mason wanted Arkansas to throw more because they look uncomfortable doing it. 1st and 10 from the 25.
I'm not sure he's going to get his wishes right now, Mark. I think Arkansas is going to come out here in this second half and put the hammer down.
Pass complete on the out. That's Richard Smith, who's working on Mike Lehan. Close to the first down marker.
Houston Nutt continues on 1st and 10 to take advantage of the soft coverage. Throw it out there to Richard Smith. But, Mark, I think the rejuvenated Minnesota defense has as much to do with the youth of this team. Only one senior starting on defense. It's a long season, particularly in the Big Ten with those big physical teams. Minnesota had a chance to get healthy and get rejuvenated because those young players got worn down.
1st and 10. This is Talley, who took a knock at the 36-yard line from Eli Ward. You talked about the youth of Minnesota. You take a look at their starters by class. Just one senior, 5 juniors, and 5 sophomores and freshmen combined. So that bodes well for next season in Glen Mason's troops.
Well, they started out 7-1. And I think the bottom line, they got beaten down and they had to play some excellent football teams late in the season. Mark, this formation right here for Arkansas, splitbacks, they love to run the option game out of this.
There's the decide option, and Jones pitches it to number 33, Mark Pierce, the bruising fullback, 6 foot, 240 pounds, a sophomore. And Arkansas with another first down.
Another form of the modern age triple option. He's reading the defensive end, he keeps the ball, and now he's going to option the next guy. So it's a modern day triple option. They pitch the ball to the fullback, number 33, Mark Pierce. I believe his first carry of the afternoon. Mark, that's the old wishbone, just a different way of doing it.
It's old as new. New is old. 1st down and 10 for Arkansas. Jones on the quick drop. Complete. That was a long out to Richard Smith, who was working on the other cornerback, Yuki Dozier. It was dangerous. I saw you wince there for a second.
I'll tell you what, I winced. One of two things are going to happen. Arkansas needs to go out and up because Yuki Dozier is getting a little bit anxious now when he's playing off coverage. Almost came and picked that if he'd have played the ball, but you'd love to come back the next opportunity on a 1st and 10 and go out and up on Yuki Dozier.
Watch that. 2nd down and 5 here. The backs out of the eye. Pierce and Talley. There's the out and up you called for, Bob, but he overthrows George Wilson. Right on cue. The safety's cheating up a little bit, including Dozier on that play. The corner's cheating up.
The difference, Mark, this time, as you see right here at the bottom, Minnesota's in bump and run. So it's not quite as good of play as if it would have been off man. And I'm a little bit surprised that Arkansas changed the formation and threw it to number 88, George Wilson. I'd have come back to Richard Smith, the flanker, and created the same formation as before.
Well, they're 4 of 8 on 3rd downs today. They're looking at 3rd and 5 here. Play fake by Jones. Lehan comes up with a pick. Mike Lehan, the senior, makes another big play for the Gophers. Number 39, who in his last 2 years in the maroon uniform has come up with so many big plays for that team. And there's a flag down at the 46, but it looks like this play will stand. Mike Lehan made the pick.
In the back against Minnesota on the return. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Mark, the play action again on 3rd and 5. This time Minnesota in man-to-man coverage. Michael Lehman on the tip drill again. But I want you to watch right here. The receiver, number 19, Carlos Ousley, he stops. He stops on the field, and Michael Lehman almost takes that thing to the house. But two things. I'm a little bit surprised going back that on 2nd and 5, Arkansas threw the football. Now they come back on 3rd and 5, but the receiver stopped after sudden change.
Looked like he jammed his finger, was holding and wincing in pain, but like you said, you keep playing through. This is Thomas Tapé playing through. right down the gut near the first down at the 45-yard line. 2 picks today for Mike Lehan.
And Arkansas coming in, Mark, as you mentioned earlier, 4th in the nation in turnover margin. Today, -2.
Bob, and Minnesota's defense only had 4 interceptions on the season coming in. Got a pair of them now. First down and 10. Thomas to pay. Boy, he can break some tackles, can he? Down to the 39-yard line. Tony Bua making the stop. Thomas Tapei, as I said earlier, started off with a lot of credentials coming out of high school. Suffered some injuries, some foot injuries in particular, earlier in his career.
Mark, it's early in the 3rd quarter. It's only a 12-7 deficit for the Razorbacks, but you feel they're hanging by a thread right now. Momentum totally on the side of Minnesota.
2nd down and 4. Tony Bua has made a lot of tackles on defense for Arkansas. Here's the play fake. Tapei makes the catch. Out of bounds to the 33. For more on Bua, here's Holly downstairs.
Guys, Tony Bua during the last series break was behind here, this little cabinet on the sideline, and trainers standing around him with towels. It's a modesty issue. He had to take his pants off and take off this wrap and tape that were tightly wound around his groin area. It was bothering him. He didn't have mobility, and so he had to do a quick change here on the sideline. Not easy to do in front of all these Arkansas fans.
Hey, I guess, Holly, improvisation is the name of the game. You got to make what you have with, you know? Make do. First down and 10. On the waggle, Abdul Khalik brought down back at the 40. That play was going nowhere in a hurry. Elliot Harris made the stop for Arkansas. It'll be 2nd down and long. They lost about 8.
There's a trade-off with everything. Minnesota's done an excellent job on 1st and 10 of keeping Arkansas off balance. But that time, Dave Womack won the battle on 1st and 10, hitting them with a pressure stunt on 1st and 10 against the play action.
2nd down and 17 from the 40. Patterson in motion. Pass complete. Back to the original line of scrimmage, it's Antoine Burns. It'll be 3rd down and about 10 to go. Lawrence Richardson making the stop for Arkansas, but Abdul Khalik. At one point this year during the losing streak, there were some whispers, a little grumbling among the team. Glenn Mason held a team meeting and said, hey, listen, fellas, anyone who believes that Assad should not be the starting quarterback, stand up and be accounted for. Nobody stood up, and they went on and finished the season, played a little bit better after that point, although they did not win, but he's healthy, and he's a much different quarterback today. 3rd down and 10. He has plenty of time. Incomplete at the 2-yard line for Ellerson. Been hung up there a long time. And it's 4th down and long. Ahmad Carroll making the defense on the play.
We're going to see Ellerson right here. Great job of adjusting in the air, but he's out of bounds. That was a tremendous effort right there by Ellerson, number 83.
Boy, twisted his body around to make the catch.
And again, Mark, the mobility of Assad Abdul Khalik allowing the receiver to come semi-open.
They're 1 of 1 on 4th down today. They go for it here. Quick count. In the end zone, and good defense that time by Ahmad Carroll. They went back to the same guy, Ellerson. And Arkansas takes over on downs.
That's textbook coverage right there by Ahmad Carroll. You can see why Arkansas coaches love this corner, Mark. He is competitive now.
They call him Batman because when he was a kid playing Pop Warner football, playing defense, he would leap over the centers and tackle the quarterbacks on the flies and also make tackles on the running backs in the same manner. Well, the Batman was the right man on this play. We'll be right back.
Indulge. Rejuvenate. Play.
Come get away to Orlando's most extraordinary new resort, Gaylord Palms.
Call now to reserve 2 nights and you'll get a 3rd night free. Gaylord Palms features the world-renowned Canyon Ranch Spa Club, festive restaurants, and grand nightlife, all under a spectacular glass dome. Gaylord Palms, just 5 minutes from Walt Disney World Resort in Kissimmee, Florida.
Get away.
Original. Authentic. Powerful. Now, the next big thing from Nissan. Our national year-end event. 0.9% APR financing on most new Nissans. So what's next? Just the end date. 0.9% ends January 6th.
Philadelphia Eagle Donovan McNabb and his mom brought Jim Gilbert Campbell's Chunky Sirloin Burger. With loads of hearty sirloin burgers to fill him up right. He didn't leave a scrap.
Rodney King should have got beat for driving drunk and being grown in a Hyundai.
See what the buzz is all about.
Your father wouldn't put up with this mess. Do I look like my father?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, man.
And the nose. Barbershop on a special edition DVD. Buy or rent it Wednesday.
There is a start. There is a finish. And in the journey between, there are dreams. The NCAA Hall of Champions keeps these dreams alive for you. More than a museum, the NCAA Hall of Champions takes you on an interactive journey. Relive some of the most inspirational moments in collegiate sports history and walk in the steps of a student athlete. At the NCAA Hall of Champions, you'll find something for every fan. Discover what it means to be a champion. The journey begins inside.
Minnesota leading 12-7 in this, the Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl. Arkansas offensively looked really good on its opening drive of the ball game, moving it down the field and scoring. But since that time, the last 6 drives have not been very productive. 1st and 10. Now he made one guy miss and is brought down to the 35 by Ben West.
Mark, you talk about Arkansas. That's now 22 runs to 20 passes. You see Fred Talley in the free safety. Eli Ward up and misses a tackle, but I go back to the play selection. 22 rushes, 20 passes. Arkansas comes in only averaging 19 passes a game. Line up and test this Minnesota defense against the run.
Well, here they go with the pass. It's Jones on a play fake. Nobody open downfield. And it's incomplete, intended for George Wilson, who was working on Yuki Dozier. Minnesota secondary doing a good job there.
Well, no question, but once again, I think Arkansas playing into Minnesota's hands. Minnesota is a young, undersized defense. Arkansas hasn't pounded them. Minnesota is as fresh right now up front in the front 7 as they've been the whole football game.
Seen a lot of Talley, but not that much Howard or Cedric Cobbs even. On 3rd and 8. The SEC's top rushing attack stymied here in this bowl game as Arkansas calls its first time out of the second half. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back.
Sorry I'm sick, but I'll be back on Monday. We're going to Nashville!
3 days without punching a time clock. 3 nights going non-stop. No work and all play. I don't have to be me till Monday.
Hey, let's call in sick next Friday, too.
I don't have to be me till Monday.
Rugged. Authentic. Original. Now, the next big thing from Nissan, our national year-end event. 0.9% APR financing on the 2003 Nissan Xterra. So, what's next? Just the end date. 0.9% ends January 6th.
Whether you're shopping, traveling for business, or back at school studying, this new year your family can stay in touch thanks to Verizon Wireless. Get them the America's Choice National Family Share Plan. Now with unlimited night and weekend airtime minutes on up to 4 separate lines, so everyone can share all they want. Plus, hurry and buy one Motorola phone for $29.99 and get a second free. So you can have a family get-together whenever you want. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Can you hear me now? Good.
College basketball on ESPN. It's a primetime doubleheader to cap off a full day of rim-rocking action. First, North Carolina and their star freshman Rashad McCants take it strong to the hole against Miami. Then, two heavyweights trade blows as Chris Hill and Michigan State look to shut down Oklahoma's silky smooth guard Hollis Price. North Carolina, Miami, and Michigan State, Oklahoma cap a full Saturday of college hoops on ESPN and ESPN2.
Well, coaching very much a family affair for Houston Nutt. His brother's Dickie is a head basketball coach at Arkansas State. Dennis, head basketball coach at Southwest Texas State. His brother Danny, the running back coach at Arkansas. So keep it in the family bond.
And we had a chance to see Houston's mom and dad yesterday.
Great people.
Sunday morning.
3rd down and 8 for his offense. Jones in the flat. And Pierce is tackled immediately upon making the catch by Dave Wojciechowski. And it's 4th down, they'll have to punt.
Mark Jones, Matt Jones in the drop back game once again, down to just throwing the football on 3rd and 10 out in the flat to Tony Pierce. They go 3 and out. But Mark, the point is it's a 12-7 game. They are totally in sync right now to line up and run the football. If at some point Minnesota gets another score, then they're going to have to throw the football.
Jermaine Mays was making an effort to make the block. Here's Upchurch on the return, brought down immediately at the 30-yard line after that 39-yard punt. You mentioned Matt Jones. I can understand you saying my name, Bob. That Jones is the only Jones that passes, okay? We'll be back.
No reason why that ball should have gone through Buckner's legs. There's no reason why any of the runs before that should have been scored. There's no reason why the Mets should have even been in the World Series. No reason why they should have won 108 games. They were outmanned by the Red Sox. The Red Sox had the most dominating players in baseball. The numbers had almost become sublime. There are numbers that are actually bigger than baseball. Laws of probability that supersede the rules of statistics. Things that are even bigger than the curse of the Bambino. Things that say that if you call heads 100 times in 100 seasons, that one of those times it's going to have to land heads.
You know, ideas and inventions come from people in all walks of life, and most of the century's top inventions came from individuals, not companies. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? Are you interested in trying to submit your idea to companies for a good faith review and in trying to patent it as well? If so, Invention Submission Corporation has information to help you get started. ISC is America's largest inventor service firm with over 50 offices nationwide. Call this toll-free number now to see how to get this free information. The information includes forms to assure confidentiality, a form to record and date your idea, plus an informative brochure that explains how to submit your idea to companies through ISC's data bank and how to apply for a patent. Even if you only have an idea for improving an existing product, you'll want to call now for ISC's free information.
For your free information, call Invention Submission Corporation at 1-800-554-9000. That's 1-800-554-9000.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2002 Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl. Brought to you by the Nashville Conventions and Visitors Bureau. For detailed information on escaping to Nashville, call 800-657-6910. And by Nissan and your Nissan dealer.
A look at beautiful downtown Nashville, folks. You should hear Bob Davies sing Lukenbach, Texas, walking down the street last night. Just vibing to all that country western music. You latched back into your College Station mode a little bit, didn't you?
You give people the wrong impression.
Mark Jones along with Bob Davey. Holly Rowe down to the field. 12-7, Minnesota with the lead. Here's Upchurch on the reverse. Nice 9-yard gain out to the 39-yard line. Capital One Bowl Week continues. 5:30 Eastern when Calvin Pace and the Demon Deacons defense go against Ontario Smith and the Oregon Ducks. It's the second annual Seattle Bowl. Following our game, for more information, log on to ESPN.com. You would think that Smith would have to have a good game for Oregon to have a shot there. And always enough time to get a little bike work in, huh? Back to the action. Jackson close to the first down, upended near the 40-yard line.
The impressive thing today, I think, about Minnesota's offense, besides the diversity in the play calling, Mark, 0 turnovers. And Arkansas, as we mentioned, 4th in the country in turnover margin, a team that had 19 interceptions and 17 fumble recoveries coming in.
3rd down and 1. Abdul-Khalik keeps it himself and gets the first down. Keeping those legs churning out to the 42-yard line with about 5.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Minnesota leads the battle of total yardage, 258 yards to 190. And that guy right there has been very poised today. Hasn't turned it over. Made some plays on 3rd down especially.
And poised against a multiple defense. Arkansas in and out of a 3-3 defense and a 4-2 defense. Give you about every look in football, as you can see right here on the screen. They got the whole Razorback Nation up there at the line of scrimmage.
1st down and 10. And the long out, it's complete at the 43-yard line to Antoine Burns. And Asad Abdul-Khalik is feeling it. He's telling the coach, hey, you got to milk me.
The first thing I want you to notice, Minnesota in an unbalanced line, maximum protection, both backs in, just isolate the receiver, Antoine Burns on Lawrence Richardson, one-on-one, and a great comeback route. But Mark, it started with the protection. Keep everybody in and just see how good that DB is one-on-one out there with all that grass.
There's the toss to Jackson. Couldn't quite get to the edge, brought down at the 41-yard line by, once again, Ken Hamlin. Jackson doing well for a guy that wasn't even supposed to play because of the flu.
Interesting, different preparation. Arkansas, coming out of the Southeast Conference Championship, did not scrimmage. No time did they tackle full speed, and you see Bo Mosley right here, number 25, miss the tackle. And Ken Hamlin comes up and really doesn't wrap his arms. So, Mark, Minnesota scrimmage. The day before they let the players leave, full speed tackling. Arkansas didn't tackle, and I think you see a little bit of that right here now in this game.
I want to get back to that in just a bit. Here's the double reverse. Upchurch got a block and is brought down at the 34-yard line, about 2 yards short of the first down. Let's go downstairs to Holly.
Guys, as we told you earlier, Minnesota has 10 players that have changed positions for this game. Danny Upchurch is one of them. He's been a defensive back all year. He has participated on special teams, but today is his first game as an offensive weapon. He's doing a pretty good job. The long completion on the fake, and his running game has shown us a little something.
Yeah, that's right, Holly. Here he is, getting a block from Abdul-Khalik. And it's 3rd down, about 1 to go. Actually, they got the first down. Thomas to pay the lone back. A 3-receiver formation for Minnesota. Patterson in motion. And Jared Ellerson